So the origin is from Footoon or UVO system. Footoon is the modder, UVO system is the modder group. I think Kato is now part of that as well. It is a 21mm device. It has, I'll hold this up here. Now I have kind of I set this up as a stainless steel brass mixed, but they come in either stainless steel or brass. It's segmented so that you can use all battery sizes up to 18800, and what that means is you can fit an 18650 and a kick, or a kick 2, or a crown. Airflow control. It has an activation switch, which I'll talk about, a lock ring, and like I said, it's brass or stainless steel. The list price was $200. The MSRP on it is $230 though, so you're probably going to see them for $230 in stores now that the initial list was done. And let me get you their website, and then we're going to talk about this real quick. This is the UVO system website, which is actually... There you go. It's their Facebook page, which is their website for now. So, the Origin mod. Let's take this guy apart. I actually have the smallest segment off, and I'm using this in 18650 mode right now. But there is an additional stainless steel segment that you can put on there and use different combinations of the different segments to get you 18350, 18500, 18650, or all the way up to 18650 with a kick, like I said. So for $230, you get basically 3 tubes, essentially, kind of like the Chi-Yu where it's segmented like that. So let's do close-up, take autofocus off, and we'll take the switch apart. So this switch is pretty crazy. So there's a lot going on here, all right, in this little switch. So first of all, inside the base of the switch, this that you see in here actually turns. I'm not going to turn it, but basically you can stick your fingernail in there and turn it to, and when you get it, it's flush. And what you do is you turn it, and that pushes in, as you can see how it's recessed, that little piece right there, and that activates the mod. So you can actually activate and deactivate the device, which is kind of interesting. And I'm not talking about locking it with a lock ring. Like you activate and deactivate the device. So you can actually press on the switch, and it will not, the brass contact will not make contact with the battery. So you basically have an on-off switch, which is kind of cool. Then you also have your lock ring here, okay, which I've seen some people say that they wish that it was knurled, but I have no issue turning this. I mean, you basically what you do is you turn the lock ring and the switch at the same time when you turn it, and it's not like, I mean, it's smooth. Like, I'm turning it right up against the microphone, and I doubt that you can even hear it. So, you know, the threads on it are real smooth. You just turn that whole thing to lock and unlock. And then you have this piece here, which is basically a decorative ring. This little brass piece right there, which, like I said, this does not come standard mixed finish. I did that on my own. So, and then inside the switch, you've got the brass connection there. That's the piece that goes up and down when you turn the activation switch right there. And then this Delrin piece here, if you can see from the side, it's got an O-ring. That's actually threaded, and that telescopes up and down. So the way that you adjust for battery rattle is you actually would just kind of like stick your fingernails in the little slots in this white Delrin and turn it to adjust. And actually, you don't even need to do that. You can just grab it by the sides and turn it. It turns very easily. To adjust for battery rattle, and you've got a nice snug fit. So, and we'll put that on there, as you can see. Actually, oops, hold on. Alright, and I don't think nope, it's nice and snug still. So we'll unlock that. Now, let me show you the top cap, which is pretty crazy. So this is kind of cool. You have, because you have that, the ability to adjust the bottom here, or the, for battery rattle inside there with that Delrin piece, the top pin doesn't need to adjust I mean, how do I say this? It's essentially self-adjusting. So what you do is you screw your atomizer in to this, and then when you push the battery in and you tighten it up until you get you know, no battery rattle, that pushes the positive pin on the inside, because it's not threaded, up until it makes contact with the atomizer. So you don't actually need to adjust the positive pin, which is pretty cool. Then this ring here, this is actually an airflow control, okay? So you can open and close this, and we'll take it off just to show you how this works, but you actually, you see you have a little air hole there on the side. See that tiny little hole there? And you can see it on the other side as well. And the amount of air that's traveling through that will depend on how far you screw and unscrew this out. So basically, you know, open up the airflow a little bit, screw the addy down, you know, and then you can adjust and screw the addy down until it sits flush, and then you can control the airflow that way. It's pretty cool. And like I said, on the inside of the top cap, hold on, we'll show you this here in a sec, you have a self-adjusting positive pin. So this pin here, I mean, you can just, I mean, I'm not going to pull it out, but you can just pull this thing right out. This is the positive pin right here. You can see it's not quite sitting flush, and you can just push on that, and it pushes up all the way, as you can see there. All right, and that is obviously making contact with your with the 510 connection, the positive connection on your atomizer there. Okay, so pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of an interesting way to do the eliminating the battery rattle and still be able to adjust the positive or adjust the atomizer until it sits flush. So like I said, what you do is you just take the device with the top cap off, screw your atomizer in all the way down until it sits flush, and what it'll do is it'll push that positive pin out as far as you need it to push out. Then you screw it onto your mod like so, and again, you know, this is obviously already adjusted and everything, but you screw it onto your mod, and then you would adjust the Delrin piece until it makes contact, and you're done. So you don't need to play around with the telescoping pins, which is really nice. It's 21 millimeter though, so a lot of the 22 millimeter addies are going to look a little, not goofy, but they hang over a tiny bit. What does look awesome on this device, I think, well, 20 millimeter devices look good on it, but 21 millimeter stuff like Doc Dave's addies, like the Bliss and the Steam Turbine, look fantastic on this. They actually sit perfect flush. And you know what? Oh, let me grab one real quick just to show you. Hold on a sec. Alright, I just want to show you how nice this looks real quick. Give me a sec here. No! Hi, Fred. Hello, buddy. Excuse me, sir. So this is a titanium Bliss on top of the Origin, and just look at how nice that's, I mean, let's get that to zoom in here. Look how nice that sits on there. It's perfect. Look at that. It's even got that similar, you know, the way that the tank protector on the Bliss lines up with the base. It almost looks like where the top cap lines up with the top of the tube on the mod there. I just think that looks fantastic, and the stainless steel one matches finish even. So, or not finish, but the color of the metal matches. So, you know, even better if you've got like a stainless steel bliss. I think it looks pretty awesome. You know, and I'm using a 21 millimeter Addy on here, or a 20 millimeter Addy, so it doesn't sit quite flush, but I still think it looks nice on there. It's a little helio stripper that I'm using on the top there, and as you can see, it doesn't quite sit flush. But anyway, I think it's a really cool looking device. You've also got engravings on here. I should have shown this in the close-up, I'm sorry. This shows the... Son of a bitch. That shows the serial number. This is Vaporwall number 5. I think they did away, because they're not lists anymore, they're just numbers now. But if you got it from the Vaporwall list or the Facebook list, it either says FB or VW on it. And then you have Origin on the back, or on the front, depending on what you think is the back and what is the front. So, let's talk about how it vapes. It vapes great. It hits just like it should. The performance is good. Minimal voltage loss. You know, it's hitting about as hard as any other quality mechanical mod, Chi-Yu, Caravella, etc., Nemesis. You know, you may get slight variations in voltage loss with the higher end stuff that hits like it should, but it's not a huge difference. So, performance is really good. I think it looks really cool. It's got some really interesting features on it too. And it's something that I actually personally liked about the M1 Spectrum from Footoon. Some people didn't like that device. I thought it was great and it had a lot of really cool features. This has a lot of cool features on it too. That activation switch is, I mean, it's a cool idea. I mean, like, you can actually turn the mod off. I don't know. I mean, does the lock serve the same purpose? Maybe. It's still cool, though. Maybe it's over-engineering. I don't know. But I thought it was really cool. And I like the way that the airflow control looks on this. I think it looks really classy, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. So, yeah. And the machining on it is really high quality. The threads are all super smooth. The brushed finish on it looks really, really nice. It's that really nice, super fine brush look that you get on stuff like, you know, like the Caravella. And I think it looks classy as hell, and it's a really nice mod. I've been thoroughly pleased with this device. The only negatives really are that a 22 millimeter Addy doesn't look perfect on it because it hangs over just a little bit. So that's okay though. Use it with something else. You know, if you have a couple Addies, throw a 20 millimeter on there, or like I said, the Doc Dave stuff looks awesome on this. So you know, it pairs up really well with the steam turbine and with the Bliss. So, do I recommend the Origin? Damn straight. I think it's a really nice mod. I thought it was very well thought out, and it has a couple of interesting features that I haven't seen before. So, you know, and you do get all 3 tubes, plus even 18650 with a kick for the price. So, you know, it's not cheap, but you know, if you look at buying you know, some tube mods that sell the tube separately, they're almost all going to be more expensive than that. But this, you know, all-in-one gives you the ability to use all the different battery sizes. So that's the Origin from Footoon. Like I said, I do like it very much, and I do recommend this device. So, yeah, good stuff.